I'm sure you are familiar with the two terms employer and employee. Many of you may be familiar simply because you have some form of employment. Many of you may become familiar with the two terms when seeking employment for future purposes. The two terms employer and employee are oftentimes thought of to be synonymous. Actually, the two terms are not synonymous, but at times they can have a dual meaning with each other. Employers are responsible for hiring employees. Webster Dictionary defines an employer as a person that holds a presiding rank within a company or corporation. Within various companies and corporations, it depends on the tiered system as to who your employer actually is. It's important to remember that your employer is the one that is responsible for issuing you your wages, and they are actually the one that signs on your payroll. The employer, for example, within corporations such as Walmart Corporation, Aflac, and Total Systems, they are a broader corporation, therefore their employer remains at a presiding rank at the top. Then they hire out through human resources. They use human resources, which is not your employer. Oftentimes, many individuals go into a company, into human resources, and they automatically think when they receive the job from human resources that that is their employer. Human resources is not the employer. The employer would be Walmart Corporation, Aflac, or Total Systems, whoever is at the highest rank within that company, which would be the person that issues that payroll check. Then you have circumstances within smaller businesses, particularly those that are individually owned and operated. One business in particular would be that of Home Ace Hardware on St. Mary's Road in Columbus, Georgia. This business is owned by an individual owner and operator, which hires his employees directly. He does not have to have a human resources department to resource out any of his employees. He hires them directly. His name is signed on payroll. He issues health insurance and makes sure that the proper taxes and other documentations are made on his employees. American Heritage Dictionary defines an employee as a person that is hired to perform a specific job, duty, or function within a corporation or business. This is where you run into an employer and an employee having a dual role. Within your smaller corporations, such as contractors, individual business owners, the employer oftentimes plays a dual role of the employee. For example, at Home Ace Hardware, you have the employer. He manages and oversees all of his employees. At times, he comes down into the store and he assists with the same job duties and functions as his employees. Therefore, you have to understand exactly where your employer stands as far as being able to determine when to apply the term employer and when to apply the term employee. In your corporations such as Walmart, Total Systems, and Aflac, your presiding rank at the top may not ever step into an Aflac office and run the computer system. But in your smaller business, such as Home Ace Hardware, your employer is going to step out and he is going to run cash registers, stock shelves, assist his employees in any way possible to make their jobs run and function easier, making sure that everything is done as he would have it to be done. As we go out into the workforce, or as we may all already have different types of employment, I hope this information has been as useful and beneficial to you as it has been to me. I know for personal reasons, working within a school system in the past, I always thought that my principal was my employer. After doing research, I did discover that a principal is not an employer. that there is always someone a little higher up that's going to be the one that you'll ultimately have to answer to. So therefore, I feel that this information is very vital to you, and I hope that you can take this information and use it and apply it to your careers in the future. At this time, I would like to ask if there are any questions you may have.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, I thank you for your time.